Near North Pole, December 2nd, 1933. Dear people, very cold here at last. Business has really begun, and we are working hard. I have had a good many letters from you. Thank you. I have made notes of what you want so far, but I expect I shall hear more from you yet. I am rather short of messengers. The goblins have, but I haven't time to tell you about our excitements now. I hope I shall find time to send a letter later. Give John my love when you see him. I send love to all of you, and a kiss for Priscilla. Tell her my beard is quite nice and soft, as I have never shaved. 3 weeks to Christmas Eve. Yours, Father Nicholas Christmas. Cheer up, chaps. Also chaplet, if that's the feminine. The fun's beginning. Yours, Polar Bear. Cliff House, near the North Pole, December 21st, 1933. My dears, another Christmas, and I almost thought at one time in November that there would not be one this year. There would be the 25th of December, of course, and nothing from your old great etc. grandfather at the North Pole. Goblins, the worst attack we have had for centuries. They have been fearfully wild and angry ever since we took all their stolen toys off them last year and dosed them of green smoke. You remember the red gnomes promised to clear all of them out. There was not one to be found in any hole or cave by New Year's Day, but I said they would crop up again in a century or so. They have not waited so long. They must have gathered their nasty friends from mountains all over the world, and been busy all the summer while we were at our sleepiest. This time we had very little warning. Soon after All Saints' Day, Polar Bear got very restless. He now says he smelt nasty smells, but as usual he did not say anything. He says he did not want to trouble me. He really is a nice old thing, and this time he absolutely saved Christmas. He took to sleeping in the kitchen with his nose towards the cellar door, opening on the main stairway down into my big stores. One night, just about Christopher's birthday, I woke up suddenly. There was squeaking and spluttering in the room, and a nasty smell. In my own best green and purple room that I had just had done up most beautifully, I caught sight of a wicked little face at the window. Then I really was upset, for my window is high up above the cliff, and that meant there were bat-riding goblins about, which we haven't seen since the Goblin War in 1453 that I told you about. I was only just quite awake when a terrific din began far downstairs in the store cellars. It would take too long to describe, so I've tried to draw a picture of what I saw when I got down after treading on a goblin on the mat. Only there was more like 1,000 goblins than 15. But you could hardly expect me to draw 1,000. Polar Bear was squeezing, squashing, trampling, boxing and kicking goblins sky high and roaring like a zoo, and the goblins were yelling like engine whistles. He was splendid. Say no more. I enjoyed it immensely. Well, it is a long story. The trouble lasted for over a fortnight, and it began to look as if I should never be able to get my sleigh out this year. The goblins had set part of the stores on fire and captured several gnomes who sleep down there on guard. Before Polar Bear and some more gnomes came in and killed 100 before I arrived. Even when we had put the fire out and cleared the cellars and house, I can't think what they were doing in my room, unless they were trying to set fire to my bed. The trouble went on. The ground was black with goblins under the moon when we looked out, and they had broken up my stables and gone off with the reindeer. I had to blow my golden trumpet, which I have not done for many years, to summon all my friends. There were several battles. Every night they used to attack and set fire in the stores before we got the upper hand, and I am afraid quite a lot of my dear elves got hurt. Fortunately, we have not lost much except my best string, gold and silver, and packing papers and holly boxes. I am very short of these, and I have been very short of messengers. Lots of my people are still away. I hope they'll come back safe. chasing the goblins out of my land, those that are left alive. They have rescued all my reindeer. We are quite happy and settled again now, and feel much safer. It really will be centuries before we get another goblin trouble. Thanks to Polar Bear and the gnomes, there can't be very many left at all. And Father Christmas, I wish I could draw or had time to try. You have no idea what the old man can do. Listening and fireworks, and thunder of guns. Polar Bear certainly has been busy helping, and double help, but he has mixed up some of the girls' things with the boys in his hurry. We hope we have got all sorted out. But if you hear of anyone getting a doll when they wanted an engine, you will know why. Actually, Polar Bear tells me I am wrong. We did lose a lot of the railway stuff. Goblins always go for that, and what we got back was damaged and will have to be repainted. It will be a busy summer next year. Now, a Merry Christmas to you all once again. I hope you will all have a very happy time, and will find that I have taken notice of your letters and sent you what you wanted. I don't think my pictures are very good this year, although I took quite a time over them, at least 2 minutes, Polar Bear says. I don't think a lot of stars and pictures of goblins in your bedroom are so frightfully merry. Still, I hope you won't mind. It's rather good of Polar Bear kicking, really. Anyway, I send lots of love. Yours ever and annually, Father Nicholas. Christmas. 1934. At once, urgent express. My dear Christopher, thank you. I am awake and have been a long while, but my post office does not really open ever until Michaelmas. I shall not be sending my messengers out regularly this year until about October 15th. There is a good deal to do up here. Your telegram, that is why I have sent an express reply, and letter, and Priscilla's were found quite by accident. Not by messenger, but by bellman. I don't know how he got that name, because he never rings any. He is my chimney inspector and always begins work as soon as the first fires are lit. Very much love to you and Priscilla. The Polar Bear, if you remember him, is still fast asleep and quite thin after so much fasting. He will soon cure that. I shall tickle his ribs and wake him up soon, and then he will eat several months' breakfasts all in one. Much love, your loving Father Christmas. To messenger, deliver at once, and don't stop on the way. Cliff House, North Pole, Christmas Eve, 1934. My dear Christopher, thank you very much for your many letters. I have not had time this year to write you so long a letter as 1932 and 1933, but nothing at all exciting has happened. I hope I have pleased you with the things I am bringing, and they are near enough to your lists. Very little news. After the frightful business of last year, there has not been even a smell of goblin for 200 miles around. But as I said it would, it took us far into the summer to repair all the damage, and we lost a lot of sleep and rest. When November came round, we did not feel like getting to work, and we were rather slow, and so had been rushed at the end. Also, it has been unusually warm for the North Pole, and the Polar Bear still keeps on yawning. Paxu and Valtuka have been here a long while. They have grown a good deal, but still get up to frightful mischief in between times of trying to help. This year they stole my paints and painted scrolls on the white walls of the cellars, ate all the mincemeat out of the pies made ready for Christmas, and only yesterday went and unpacked half the parcels to find railway things to play with. They don't get on well with the cave cubs. Somehow several of these have arrived today and are staying here a few nights with old Cave Brown Cave, who is their uncle, granduncle, grandfather, great-granduncle, etc. Paxu is always kicking them because they squeak and grunt so funnily. Polar Bear has to box him often, and a box from Polar Bear is no joke. as there are no goblins about, and as there is no wind, and so much less snow than usual. We are going to have a great Boxing Day party ourselves, out of doors. I shall ask 100 elves, red gnomes, lots of polar bears, cave cubs, and snow babies, and of course Paxu and Valtuka, and Polar Bear and Cave Bear and his nephews, etc., will be there. We have brought a tree all the way from Norway and planted it in a pool of ice. My picture gives you no idea of its size or of the loveliness of its magic lights, of different colors. We tried them yesterday evening to see if they were all right. If you see a bright glow in the north, you will know what it is. Behind the tree are snow plants and piled masses of snow made into ornamental shapes. They are purple and black because of darkness and shadow. There is also a special edging to the ice pool, and it is made of red-colored icing. Paxu and Valktuka are already nibbling at it, though they should not till the party. Polar Bear started to draw this to help me, as I was busy, but he dropped such blots, enormous ones. I had to come to the rescue. I'm not very good this year. Never mind. Perhaps better next year. I hope you will take your presents and be very happy. Your lovin', Father Christmas. P.S. I really can't remember exactly in what year I was born. I doubt if anyone knows. I am always changing my own mind about it. Anyway, it was 1934, years ago, or jolly, nearly that. Bless you. F.C. P.P.S. Give my love to Mick and John. Polar Bear. Love. Busy thanks. December 24, 1934. Dear Priscilla, thank you for your nice letters. Lots of love. I hope you will be quite well and enjoy the things I am bringing. Can you read this yourself yet? It is my best writing. Polar Bear sends love. He is glad you have called your bear Bingo. He thinks it is a jolly name, but he thinks bears ought to be white all over. I sent a picture with Christopher's letter, which is for both of you. Yours, lovin', Father Christmas. Love. Busy. Thanks. P.B.